have thought, wouldn't you, that in this particular climate, this particular company may want to rethink their strategy, you know? What you've got in a very difficult situation is simply this. You've got disgraced presenters, of course, like Hugh Edwards, who they managed to pay £200,000 to, and he's still not decided to pay it back. And of course, continuing payment of his salary, all the while going through mental health issues. Of course, what then emerged was that, well, people did know far more than they originally let on. Currently, of course, they're embattled with this particular presenter, the MasterChef host, Greg Wallace. Now, whichever way you look at it, and this is the way that I look at these particular situations, is, of course, the media really do escalate them at the beginning. It's best to let the story and the truth come out. Nobody knows truly what goes on behind the scenes. But in the case of Hugh Edwards, it would have been stupid to carry on paying him, given the fact that he wasn't on air for a year. But this is the BBC. Now, let me tell you, I have colleagues that work behind the scenes at the BBC, and some of these people are on astronomical amounts of money every year, only popping in sometimes for 2 days a week, basically working from home, getting London waiting allowance, you name it, £80,000 a year plus they earn. It's an incredible amount of money, but guess what? You're paying, and apparently, according to this latest news, you're going to be paying again, or are you? As ever, let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much as ever for your time. Are you all right? Sorry, I'm slacking, aren't I? It's nice to have you anyway. Thank you so much as ever, truly, for joining me. By the way, I'm glad you enjoyed the similar story about, of course, the debacle over on the commercial channel ITV and the ratings plummet of this morning. I think what it really is, you know, is that if they actually put on programmes that we might want to watch without these ridiculous messages, we might actually tune in and watch them. I mean, somebody wrote in the comments the other day, you never see the repeats of It Ain't Half Hot, Mum, and I thought, no, you don't. Dick Emery, To the Manor Born. Why don't you put those in the mainstream? If you've got nothing new or better, put things on that people actually might want to watch. It's a bit like the BBC. According to the Culture Secretary, loose term, I know, of course, over here in the United Kingdom, Lisa Nandy. Lisa Nandy, of course, voted to freeze the elderly also this coming winter by the removal of the winter fuel allowance. Well, get this. Apparently the BBC licence fee could go up anywhere from £5 to £25, which would make it, you know, nearer £200 a year. Now, as I've told you, there's a part of society that simply does not pay this money. And there's a part of society where the BBC detected people dare not even venture into. You know the society I mean. They get it all for free. I'm not talking about the migrants at this point, the people that are settled here that quite frankly just refuse to pay it. So they go for the middle class white people who they think are still terrified of a detective van, and they may still pay the money. You understand how this works. Moving forward, of course, this is going to be very, very impractical to try and secure that particular money, because the bottom line is, at the end of the day, it's down to whether you will or not. And whether you like what the BBC are putting out in the radio and all that sort of stuff, it's entirely up to you. So I ask you, are you in favour of a licence fee raise? Would you pay it? Or more importantly, do you think it should be scrapped and based on a as and when you need it type of thing? Either way, it's happening. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.